Are the lyrics just down there or here? Streamers, there's a thing you must know. I said streamers. This entire thing blows. I said streamers. To the courthouse we go. We all wish this did not happen. Streamer. All the clips to delete. I said streamers. Even highlights we eat, they can't stay there. But I'm sure you will find a way to find some solutions. That's right, I'm gonna get DMCA'd. You're also gonna get DMCA'd. They ban everyone for playing music and more, so we all gotta head for the doors. Here I am getting DMCA'd. Yes, we are all getting DMCA'd. It's the right to be cruel since we broke our rules, so we gotta accept and be cool. Streamers, are you listening to me? I said streamers. Please don't argue with me. I said streamers. Just pay the licensing fee, but you got to understand this, streamers. We did this ourselves. I said streamers. Don't blame Twitch for this hell, 'cause they do care about us not getting banned, despite it's not our music. Oh, fuck. That's right, I'm gonna get DMCA'd. I'm also gonna get DMCA'd. They ban everyone for playing music and more, so we gotta head out through the door. So here I am getting DMCA'd. Yes, we are all getting DMCA'd. It's the right to be cruel since we broke our rules, so we gotta accept and be cool. Streamers, no more song request queues. I said streamers. Plus no links from YouTube, so here we are. Without many ideas on how to make sure we are safe. Listen, this is what you can do. Get some music with no copyright rule and just support artists who will produce so we all can have a good time. That's right, I'm gonna get DMCA'd. You're also gonna get DMCA'd. They ban everyone for playing music and more, so we all gotta head for the door. So here I am getting DMCA'd. Yes, we are all getting DMCA'd. Streamer, licensed music is gone. Streamer, just accept and move on. DMCA'd. Nice. That was the first one. Okay. Now we're moving on to reading. Because why not? How big is it? Oh, it's not too big. Don't take that out of context. Now. Hogwarts School of Prayer and Miracles, Chapter 4. Dangerous Days Ahead. Hello, friends. I apologize for being gone for so long. One of my little ones came down with pneumonia, so of course my life has been nothing but doctor's appointments and chicken soup. And that's on top of all the other work a mummy has to do. I had nearly forgotten about this little story of mine when I sat down to catch up my email, and lo and behold, there were dozens of messages from this lovely site. Now, of course, there were some hateful messages that made me very sad, but for every review posted by an evolutionist with a bee in his bonnet, there were 3 lovely private messages from other mummies out there, thanking me for doing the Lord's work. Wow, I know when the Lord is telling me something. So here is another chapter for all you mummies out there, and all you non-believers spreading hatred. Well, let's see if you aren't converted by the time this story's over. Okay. When the delicious, filling dinner had ended, Harry wiped some last tasty cookie crumbs from the sides of his mouth. He was very full and very tired. Discovering the truth, being saved, and coming to Hogwarts, it had certainly been a long day for this little one. "You look like you could use a good night's sleep," the Reverend's wife commented daintily. "How would you like to move into your dormitory?" "I would love to," Harry cried cheerfully. He was so excited to become a student here, and he was so grateful for the opportunities the Lord had given him. Sometimes people who have done without are the most grateful. "Hermione, why don't you show our newest student to the dormitory?" Dumbledore suggested wisely. I can't do the southern accent. "I'd love to, Daddy," Hermione replied obediently with an innocent, girlish smile, and got to her feet and smoothed out the skirt of her becoming pink frock. "Should I clean the kitchen first?" "I can take care of that tonight," the Reverend's wife answered indulgently, and she was already beginning to clear the elegant porcelain dishes. "Thank you, Mommy," Hermione shouted gratefully, and she walked over to Harry. "Would you please come with me?" Harry blushed shyly and got to his feet. His aunt had never taught him how to talk to pretty girls. She always said that pretty girls were shallow and not very smart, and that a real woman put her career first and didn't care about her looks. But it only took one look at this godly young girl to realize just how wrong that was. A woman taking pride in her appearance is honoring the Lord, because, after all, it is the Lord who gave her a pretty face and nice hair. Taking care of that is important. Harry got the feeling that Hermione was as beautiful on the inside as she was on the outside. The two little ones stepped out into the brisk, chilly night, and for a few minutes they were both silent. Harry did not think it was possible for this sweet, demure girl to be as nervous as he was, but going by the silence, perhaps she was a little nervous herself. After a few minutes, Hermione welcomed shyly. "Welcome to Hogwarts. It is a wonderful place, and we really are so glad to have you here." Harry's face reddened as they crossed an expansive, flowery field. They were going in the direction of a cluster of imposing, stone, academic-looking buildings. "Thank you," he muttered happily. "It is beautiful, and it feels very holy." "It is," Hermione commented enthusiastically, and her chocolate-coloured, carefully curled tresses were bouncing along with her steps. "My father is a very godly man, and to spread the word of the Lord is his greatest dream." "Truly, that is a noble dream," Harry responded gravely with wisdom beyond his few years. They walked for a few more minutes in silence. Eventually, they reached the end of the lovely green meadow. "The boys' dormitory is this way," Hermione exposited knowingly, and with the innocent, casual affection so often found in children, she grabbed Harry's hand as she led him around the edifice of classrooms. Harry was so nervous, he could not think of anything to say. His brain fumbled for the perfect Christian thing to say, but before he could even manage a word, Hermione came to a stop in front of a tall stone tower. "This is the boys' dormitory," the devout young woman explained kindly, and she gestured to the heavy oak door beside them. "I would show you inside, but I would hate to cause a scandal." "I understand," Harry declared graciously. "Too many young men these days pressure young women into things undesired and forbidden. It is the mark of a true, old-fashioned gentleman to respect the fact that every young woman is another man's future wife. And we all know that it would be a dreadful, terrible sin to bring another man's wife into intimacy. Why does modern culture suddenly treat that as okay simply because he does not have her yet? Man's laws may permit it, but the laws of the Lord are not bound by time." Hermione moved to push open the imposing large door, but she struggled with the knob. It was quite a heavy door. But Harry was a good, devout Christian now. He would not have a young, godly girl struggling to open a door which he was perfectly capable of opening himself. With the simple faith so often seen in little ones, Harry got down on his knees and lifted his hands skyward and shouted prayerfully, "Dear Lord, please open these doors and allow me to enter my new home." With a loud, thunderous boom that echoed throughout the expansive, beautiful campus, the doors crashed open. Harry stood up piously as Hermione's jaw dropped. Now, She knew for certain that this was truly a man of the Lord. Harry was about to step inside when Hermione grabbed his arm. He blushed once more. "Wait, Harry," Hermione uttered quickly. "There's something you should know." "What is it?" Harry queried questioningly. "My father says the dark times are coming," Hermione spoke worriedly. "There is a man named Voldemort who wants to destroy all that we stand for. He is pushing an agenda in Congress which will stop us from practicing our faith freely." "But that is what our founding fathers built this nation for," Harry cried indignantly. "The freedom of religion." "Voldemort doesn't care," Hermione remarked sadly, and she shook her head. "And he's gaining power. The freedom of Christians to practice our faith is disappearing by the day. Soon it will be like it was in Rome." Lovely, ladylike tears began to roll down her delicate, terrified face. "And I don't like lions." "It will be all right," Harry reassured manfully. We will just need to pray really, really hard. That's why we're here, after all. "You're so brave," Hermione pronounced admiringly, and she wiped the tears from her eyes. She flung her arms around Harry's neck. "Thank you for giving me courage." Harry patted her head before departing and entering his new home. It wasn't until the doors had closed behind him that he realized that he did not know where he was supposed to sleep. The tower consisted of an old stone staircase winding up the steep, sacred walls, and there were doors leading into each bedroom off of the stairway corridor. Harry felt very lost for a moment, but a quick prayer showed him the way. As he collapsed into his bed, very tired from such an eventful day, he thought about the days that were coming. It was truly a good thing that the Lord had called him when he did. And that was chapter 4. Act 4. A close-up of a man's mouth. What? Bubbles Utonium? On Bubbles, in a holding cell. She opens her bloodshot eyes, plastered with sleep. She sits up, looking rough. Reveal Ace beside an officer outside the cell. He gives Bubbles a brief, compassionate wave. Bubbles stumbles toward him. As they walk down the hallway, Bubbles vomits. Ace pats her back. "I got a great shot of you freeing all those snakes from the zoo." "They were legless lizards, Ace." "Not that it matters." Blossom finishes her coffee, sets the cup by the sink. Stay in the kitchen to reveal a mangled green woolly bear, the one Buttercup disposed earlier, crawl out of the sink. Wow. 2 exclamation marks. That's very important. Blossom opens the front door when she hears a phone ring. She stops, looks inside, at the red phone. But wasn't it unplugged? Blossom walks over to it as it stops ringing. Confused, Blossom goes upstairs, passing by the green woolly bear now crawling up the banister. Blossom tiptoes to Buttercup's side of the bed. Macy's asleep. Buttercup's googling backpacking trips on her phone. "Did you hear a phone ring?" "Yeah, it was the house line." "How far do you think $5,000 can get me?" "Direct flights to Peru." I know it's stupid, but I can't stop thinking about that creepy guy in the bar. Those yellow eyes. He probably has liver disease. Look, this spidey sense you're feeling right now, it's the part of you that would like to believe there's evil in town because that means maybe Dad's not a pathological liar, but, Occam's razor. Bubbles enters in sunglasses. Buttercup covers her nose as the green woolly bear crawls along Buttercup's wall toward her beds. Exclamation mark. "Yeah, I stink. Thank you for your compassion. I'm going back to LA now. I'll FaceTime you at Christmas if I'm still alive." Close on, the woolly bear crawling into an ear canal. Oh no! Did it finally get Buttercup? Pull back to reveal. Macy, springing out of bed, possessed. She grabs the bedside table lamp and smashes it on Buttercup's head, then turns toward Blossom, flashing her yellow eyes. Oh my god! Yellow eyes! Macy throws down the bookcase. Bubbles attacks her, but Macy manages to duck and throw Bubbles smack into a wall. What the fuck? Macy's a human. Bubbles tries to shake off the blow as Macy lifts up a bedside table, about to smash it over Bubbles' head, when Buttercup kicks Macy's legs out from under her. Macy falls, hitting her head on a desk chair and causing the green woolly bear to fly out of her ear. Macy groans. The girls stare at the green woolly bear in awe. Thank you for the bits, McLover. I appreciate it. The girls examine the woolly bear under a microscope. Blossom dissects it, revealing its wiring in a square metal chip. Whoa, it's a robot? Magic. This is an AI chipset. The furry hairs on the outside are actually nanofibers intended to latch onto something. I'm guessing a brain. How do you know all that? I have a PhD in biotech. Really? You guys don't know that? Of course I knew that. Biotech, duh, a nerd alert. Oh my god. Anyway, I think someone engineered these things for mind control. The guy at the bar, Macy. That's why their eyes had that weird yellow glint. They were possessed. Dad was right. Evil is back in Townsville. Shock, horror. Bubbles is stunned. Buttercup is still a little skeptical. So someone puts this thing in Macy to get her to what, attack us? Because that's a bunk plan. I don't know. This thing looks pretty damaged. Maybe it misfired. Dad and I are working on a theory. Buttercup, do you remember that girl we met outside the house? Our biggest fan? The one with the pet caterpillar. Yeah, that was shady, and we spotted her in my dock footage outside the canoe watching us. Cano? Whatever. I can't believe this. I really thought Drake made it all up. Like that mom who poisoned her kid for Disney tickets. So crazy. Like, think bigger. Suddenly, all three girls get Google alerts on their phones. Who the fuck gets a Google alert on their phone? What the fuck? Are you guys seeing this? What the... Blossom turns on the TV. A breaking news banner reads, Townsville erupts in riots. Chaos. A newscaster reports. The riots started moments ago, the cause of which are still unknown. The girls are in shock as they watch news footage of citizens destroying Townsville. Match that footage to the mayor's office. The TV is on. Jojo looks in the mirror, deciding between two ties, red or blue. Henrietta opens the window, surrounded by her woolly bear creations. Just so I'm clear, now we're going to lose the woolly bears onto Townsville, let them crawl into people's brains, then turn their agrometer up to 10. Exactly. We needed a new plan after your idiot worms instead with the wrong Utonium. Then, after havoc ensues, I'll blame the entire thing on Drake. He'll confess via woolly bear that he's drunk with power, blah blah blah. I arrest him, save the day, and Townsville re-elects the me mayor. A fun bonus. Drake rots in prison and maybe I get to console Blossom. With that, Jojo picks the red tie. Henrietta sadly watches her woolly bears leave the office out the window en masse. Goodbye, Karen, Jared, Eric, Melania, Donald, Rudy Giuliani, Ted. God, that's so horrible. The girls keep watching TV as the news switches to a press conference. The banner below. Townsville erupts in chaos. Mind-controlling robots. Mayor Mondell speaks. Citizens, under the control of these malicious robots, are being forced to act violently toward each other with no end in sight. I'm sad to say I believe my late father was right. This appears to be the work of Professor Drake Utonium. What? News footage of Drake on a rooftop, screaming, Burn Townsville! All must pay! If you're looking for it, you can see his yellow eyes. Someone's setting him up. He needs us, now. Off Blossom, overwhelmed and terrified by this call to duty. End of Act 4. And we still have Act 5 to go. But you need to redeem that. Actually, there's Act 5 and Act 6. Wow. How many acts does this thing have? That's so unnecessary.